That's the beautiful thing about the Oktoberfest community is it's all about responsibility, respect, and community aid. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Anthony, you may recall,
Probably
not very long ago, in the pre-COVID days, in the olden times, I had myself an issue with my eye.
Yes. You had a very serious issue with your eye.
Indeed.
You had to have a very serious surgery. And I remember you had to sit in a special chair with your face down. It
was awful.
For like days.
Truly awful.
But you weren't allowed to read. You were like Burgess Meredith.
Couldn't read, couldn't watch TV, couldn't do anything. I sat in the dark and listened to audiobooks for days. Yeah.
Thank God you like boring audiobooks. Otherwise,
It's true. Although my wife was very disturbed because there's no point in having lights on. So I'd just be sitting like ramrod straight on the edge of my bed with my ear pods in. And she would walk into a darkened room and be like, "Oh God, are you in here?" And I'd be like, "Yes."
Haunted husband.
Yeah, haunted husband. Serious haunted husband situation.
That's like one of those one of those situations where like you were a changeling or something. Like she leaves the house and you come back. She's been trying to tell you for weeks that the house is haunted, and you're like, "No, everything's fine, everything's fine." And then she comes back. She's like a Nicole Kidman or a Jennifer Connelly.
That's right.
And she walks in and you're standing straight up on the bed, and she's like, "Is that you?" And you're like, "Everything is fine."
I'm staring literally at the wall. My eyes are closed, but I'm like 6 inches from the wall. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, but it's weird to her, you know? Weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
I married a cryptid.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it was a detached retina is what I had, which we don't need to go into it, but it was awful.
Yeah. And something that I learned after you went through it is like not uncommon.
No, it actually happens to everyone. Your retina detaches as a natural part of the aging process. Usually it happens gradually and without you even being aware of it. And it usually happens in one's 70s. There are those of us who are just so lucky that it happens early and awfully, where it tears. So it sloughs off naturally over time, and your retina detaches, and it kind of just hovers there in your eye. And but some of us it tears and pulls, and then that's an emergency that requires surgery. So I'm very lucky that I'm not blind, but in the aftermath of that, the years following, I have become acutely sensitive to eye things. Well, that too.
I was going to say, that's not new, Jeff. That's not something that's happened.
No, it's the eye things that now I'm much more sensitive about the eye things because I went through it. I've been there.
Yeah.
And it's truly terrible having eye surgery.
Do you mean sensitive to things that are going on with your eye, or sensitive to things that are happening to other people when they have eye things, or both?
All of the above, but mostly the latter is what I'm talking about. Is like I'm aware of eye problems. I'm much more sympathetic to anybody who's going through an eye thing because now I've lived it. I know how truly terrible. Like having eye surgery is, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Getting checkups and they're poking around in your eye. They like take needles and push the edge of it's awful.
Your whole life, all you're told is, and all you know is, don't let anything touch your eye.
Right.
It's a natural inclination, and it's also something you're told where it's like, if anything even comes near your eye reflexively closes. You hate it. You don't want the feeling of anything touching your eye.
Ah, right. And you get a little speck of something, get a eyelash in your eye. Terrible. Truly terrible.
Do you know, there was a time, and apologies to concerned citizens who are sensitive to eye stuff, but I have a feeling we're going to be talking about eye stuff.
Hunker down, because it's going to get way worse from here, just FYI.
But I remember the first time I got contact lenses when I was a teenager, and I was trying to get my contact out, and I was having the hardest time getting it out. You know what I mean? Like, it's your first couple days, like, it's just really hard to get the vibe of. It's actually a very easy thing to do, but it's just terrifying and weird and different. And I kept trying to get it out and get it out and get it out. And I was just hurting my eye and hurting my eye and hurting my eye. And I couldn't figure it out. Jeff, the contact had fallen out.
No, and you're just touching your raw eyeball.
And I was just pinching my raw eyeball.
Blah. Blah.
What a nightmare.
Oh,
Eyeballs,
dude, I've been there.
A nightmare.
I wore contacts all through high school and in the early part of college before I had LASIK. And yeah, dude, the number of times that would happen, or you like accidentally, it like folds and then gets in the corner and now it's all stuck in there and you're trying to pry it out and find it. Ugh, terrible.
So, but you're sensitive to eyes. Everybody's sensitive to eyes. Nobody wants anything touching their eyes.
So when I saw this article that our friend Spielberg Neufer posted in our Discord, which, by the way, what an awesome place, our Discord.
Great. What a wonderful place to be, that Discord. God, if only people could get into that Discord.
Well, there is a way. There is a magical way, a secret, fantastical, magical way to get into that Discord. All it takes is giving us $1 every month. On the Patreon, patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. $1 gets you into that Discord. It's amazing. It's easy. It's fast. It's wonderful. All right. This is an article about, and again, trigger warning to eye people like me. But you know, I've been through it. Now I'm going to make you all suffer too.
That's right.
This is a surgery I had never heard of before. That there's a new article, and actually on today.com, the Today Show covered this. And Spielberg Neufer sent it to us at the today.com.
Bastion of scientific reporting.
That's right.
The Today Show.
The Today Show, yes.
Particularly, their best reporting is during the 4th hour where they get a little drunk.
That's right. Yeah. That's when they really dig into the hard science.
Yeah. That's when it's the best.
This is a surgery that has a very technical name. They call it tooth in eye surgery, but there's hyphens between each of those words.
That doesn't make it. No. That's
tooth in eye.
It would be better if there wasn't, because then it would be a term. It would be like tooth and eye, and it would be like, it's not what you think. It's definitely not what you think. But because they put the hyphens in, that's them letting you know this is specifically what you think.
Yeah, that's the horrifying part. It is exactly what you think. But we're going to dig into it. This is a surgery that has been performed several hundred times. Most recently, Today's Show talks about a fellow by the name of Brent Chapman, who is a Canadian.
Who's a listener. Shout out to Brent Chapman. What's up, Brent?
Thank you for listening. He used to be a listener. Now he's a viewer. See what we did? He's 34 years old, lives in Vancouver, British Columbia. And he just had himself a tooth and eye surgery. This is extraordinary to me. Like, it just boggles the mind at human ingenuity. This is one of those stories where I'm just like, how do we come to this? And I'm gonna, you know what? The process of this episode is gonna be me telling you how we came to this. But let me describe it first. So, this is a surgery for people who have a damaged front of their eye, their cornea and the front of their eye. So this is, imagine an accident like a chemical burn on the eye or some sort of a scratch or damage. This can also be...
Listeners, really imagine it. Imagine it happening in depth.
Yeah. Take a second, really picture it in your eye, in your head.
Don't continue listening to this episode until you've gotten a full body shudder imagining something happening to your eye.
So it's like an explosion or a chemical burn, or in some cases, like in old Brent's case, you can get this from an allergic reaction. He actually had an allergic reaction to ibuprofen, which is terrible. And he had an autoimmune reaction.
No, he's allergic to the ibuprofen. The acetaminophen gives you autism. What do you take anymore?
It's really... You know, it's
acetaminophen does not give you autism.
Correct.
We're a science podcast. Moving on.
And mostly ibuprofen doesn't have this, but he had an unknown allergic reaction that he had at a very young age. This was, I think he was 13. And it damaged the front of his eye, the cornea of his eye, and he was blind. Really
Jesus.
tragic. Had many, he had corneal replacement surgery. He had all these attempts to fix it. Had many, many surgeries. I think they said he had a dozen different surgeries, which is just horrifying to me.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And sometimes they would work for a short period of time, but then it would return to blindness.
Yeah.
It was not effective. Just recently, he had this tooth in eye surgery, and now has reports to have 20/30 vision, which is pretty dang good. I think it's better when I got.
Not bad.
Yeah. So he can see, which is a remarkable. Here's how this surgery works. They put a tooth in your eye, Anthony.
God damn it. That can't be it.
Yeah.
That can't be it, dude.
It's a 2-step process. The first step is they yank a tooth out of your mouth.
No.
Yeah,
No.
That's the first step.
Let me guess. The second step is they put it in your eye.
Have you heard about this before? Because you're way ahead of me here on this one.
No. That's not it. That's not it.
They got to take, they took his canine, his upper canine tooth, because they need a big, bulky, healthy tooth. I guess the canine is the one that works best. So he goes in for the first of his surgeries. He gets a tooth yanked out, the canine yanked out, pulled out of his, and then they implant that tooth in his cheek, right below his eye. So they implant the tooth in the cheek below the eye, and it grows with the tissue in his cheek.
Oh,
So
why do I hate that more? Why do I hate that more?
That sounds like a horror movie already, right?
Why do I hate that? That's some Cronenbergian garbage right there.
It really is.
Oh, my
really
Lord.
is. Yeah.
So what do you mean the tooth grows? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, I guess it's not the tooth
What do
growing.
you mean?
It's tissue growing around the tooth is really more to the point. I misspoke. The tissue of your cheek grows around the tooth.
Yeah.
So it sort of grafts itself to your cheek. This is the anchor point that we need to get it in yo eye. All right. So we do that for a couple of months, and we just sit with a tooth in our cheek. There's a bulge in the cheek right below your eye.
But imagine it gets bigger and bigger.
I mean, they didn't describe that specifically, but it's hard.
But if tissue is growing and and then like your body's trying to fight off this foreign object in your cheek, and so you've got a big old cheek.
You got a big old tooth cheek.
Big old tooth cheek.
And then the second surgery.
You know it's a good trick? It's a good trick? Open a bottle right with that. Just
yeah. That's a real good one.
I hate this.
So then you go in for surgery number 2 a couple months later, and they pull that out. They pull the tooth out of your cheek. They hammer it flat, bang, 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 bang. And then they bore a hole in the center of the tooth and put in a little lens, a little glass. I guess, I don't know if it's actually glass. Probably not. I think it's synthetic. But they put it.
I know what they're doing. They're making an optical element.
That's right.
To go in between. Oh my God.
That's right. So they're
they're
putting a little window essentially for light to come through the tooth and enter the back of the eye so that you can see it. Because what has happened to your eye, if you have this affliction, is that the front of your eye has been damaged to the point where light can't get through, right? So the point is we need to get light through to the back of the eye where it can reflect and you can have vision. So they put a little lens in there, and then they use the tissue that has grown around the edge of the tooth to anchor that into your eyeball. There are photos I can forward to you if you want to see how this looks. It is truly terrifying. The entire eye is red. Yeah. And there's like a black dot in the center where the lens is.
And this goes in between the front and back of your eye.
Correct.
So this is going.
So it
this
kind
is
of
going
replaces the front of your eye, essentially.
right, but they leave the front of your eye there. I would imagine.
Yeah, they're kind of sewing the tissue. I mean, sewing may be the wrong verb, but they're attaching the tissue to the rest of your eye, essentially.
Yeah, and so the idea is your eye still kind of looks like it would, but you've got
I mean, it looks horrifying, but I don't know if it heals out of this red state, because all the pictures they show, it is a bright, like, vampire red of your eye.
Whoa.
But I suspect that heals over time. But you have this like intense dot in the center of this red eye. It's something. It's something. But the eye accepts the tooth and the tissue surrounding the tooth because it's part of your body.
As we all know, the old adage, the eye accepts the tooth.
That's right. That's right.
The eye in me recognizes the tooth in you.
That's right. That's right. So old Brent.
So you have one vampire eye.
One vampire eye, but one fewer vampire tooth. So,
Wow.
It kind of offsets the vampire effect.
Because it is a canine. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So this gives him 20/30 vision in that eye.
Dude, that can't work. That can't work. This is how did they figure out that who's the person that sat down and said, I think we can pull a tooth, put it in a cheek, hammer the tooth flat, put a lens in the tooth, put the tooth in the eye, and everything will be fine. That's crazy talk.
I am so glad you asked, because that is exactly my reaction to reading this story. Exactly. Is who are the marketing wizards that came up with this one? And it turns out we have been trying to do this for 200 years. We've been trying
as long as there's been tooth and as long as there's been eye, we've been trying to put tooth in eye. You know that the human yearning. There are a few things that humanity wants to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Walk on the moon.
We want to walk on the moon.
Yeah.
We want to destroy disease.
That's right.
We want to see the depths of the ocean, and we want to put tooth in eye.
That's right. That's right.
Every morning when we brush our teeth, we look in the mirror and we think to ourselves, it's the most human, natural thought in the world, really. We think to ourselves, why can't I get this tooth into my eye?
That's right.
My tooth is right. They're so close.
They're so close. It feels like a distance, the shortest distance that we.
It's like when you lock your keys in the car and you can see them. You're like, they're right there. They're right there. If I could it's just 10 inches. If I could
so tantalizing.
How do I get the tooth into the eye?
That's right. So for 200 years, they've been trying to help people whose eyes have been damaged, right? There's been attempts at...
Anytime before that, we were like, if you've got a damaged eye, we would throw you into the sea.
Well, sure.
The rest of if you had a damaged eye, we would, Shirley Jackson style, take you to the center of town and simply stone you to death. We'd be like, his eyes fucked.
You became a pirate. We threw you to the sea, and there was usually a boat there. And
if you could escape the stoning...
Well, sure.
If you could escape the stoning, you got to become a pirate. If you could,
that's right. You just patch that thing up, and you have one eye now, or hopefully not both of your eyes. This happened to, because then.
But 200 years ago, we discovered compassion for people with bad eyes.
Right, that's right. No, but they've been trying to. People have been trying to put an artificial lens in an eye for 200 years, and I would like to read you the exact phrasing of why this tended not to work, because it makes me want to throw up.
Dope.
The reason this doesn't work is they call it a fibrovascular reaction, which is, quote, either engulfing or extruding the device.
Yes.
So this would be a glass lens or some sort of synthetic implant.
Your eye would try to push it out like a splinter.
Either push it out or suck it in. It was one or the other, baby.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to stay where you left it.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
That's why you need tooth.
That's why you need tooth.
Because tooth, not foreign.
No,
like
exactly.
glass.
That's right.
Tooth, not foreign.
I can't
Tooth from you.
I can't even imagine we did it. We put a lens in your eye. Can you see? Oh my God, I can. Okay, come back in 1 week and we'll make sure everything's good. Yeah, it pooped it out, man. It pooped it out. I was brushing my teeth. Well, the teeth there's so many teeth in there, and I was just imagining where they could possibly go. And then it popped out. It landed right in the sink. The lens just went pop right there on the sink. And then another guy would be like, "Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I can't see no more. I don't know. You tell me." He's like, I don't see the lens at all. It's in there somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, it's inside you now.
Yes. Either engulfing or extruding, Anthony. Those are both horrific verbs.
Yeah. So
okay,
we clearly figured out along the way, hey, the reason this is happening is because the body is rejecting, because we've learned a lot about that. So we've learned the body is rejecting a foreign object. So how do we get the body to accept this foreign object? And one guy sitting in the back who's normally super quiet. He's normally super quiet, and he's kind of slouching, and he's wearing like a cool leather jacket and glasses. Yeah. And he's normally like spinning his pen and like whatever, and he's not paying attention. And everybody's
Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park.
That's right. And everybody's just sitting there in this big room. And the guy's got he's got like a transparency, like one of those old transparency slides. And he's like got a pointer, and he's like, we've got to figure out how to stop the body from rejecting this is a foreign object. Does anybody have any ideas? Anybody? Come on. And in the back,
literally any idea at this moment.
Come on. We've been here for days. We've been trying to figure this out. And in the back, after like 10 seconds of quiet, the dude just goes, tooth.
Yeah. And everybody's glasses fall to the end of their nose. And
like, and the professor's like, Mr. Niedermeyer, lovely of you to join us. But we don't have time for your ridiculousness now. Could you please say
any idea would be considered? Perhaps you misunderstood me. I said I meant any serious idea.
Yeah, we don't have time for your jokes right now and your random. And he's like, he pulls off his sunglasses. He's like, no, I meant what I said. I said tooth.
So this happened in 1963. And
we've been trying to get tooth into eyeballs since 1963.
Engulfing and extruding for 200 years, dude. Engulfing and extruding.
We were in the middle of missile drills. The United States was in the middle of missile drills, and this dude was like, and Niedermeyer was like, I'm not getting under my desk. I've got to figure out how to get this tooth into this eye.
Yeah. The Beatles were invading America, and this dude's putting teeth in eyes.
It was like, hey, you got to check out this really cool thing I saw on the Ed Sullivan Show. He's like, you got to check out this really cool thing that I just figured out. Tooth in eye. We went to the moon.
So,
and Niedermeyer goes, no big deal. Wait until I get this tooth in this eye. Then you're really going to see something.
I want to tell you the name of the dude that figured this out. It's not Niedermeyer. And in fact, as you and I are both proud Itals.
Yeah.
This is an Italian. It's happened in Rome in 1963. The guy's name, Benedetto Strampelli.
Benedetto Strampelli.
That's
Paisan. Right. Oh, baby. I love this. Because here's the thing. In 1963, all that stuff was going on in America.
That's right.
In Italy?
Some serious shit in Rome. Yeah.
In Italy, plenty of time to put tooth and eye.
It's all teeth and eyes in Italy.
You do it in between the third and fourth afternoon espresso.
That's right. That's right. So, Benedetto Strampelli, he's the guy who's like, hey, maybe we'll try a tooth. Maybe we'll flatten a tooth, pound it flat, stick the lens in there.
Why did he say it? Where did the idea come from?
Uh, so he was the chair of ophthalmic surgery in Rome's Ospedale di San Giovanni, where he was one of the first surgeons in Italy to transplant a cornea. He's like doing all kinds of eye shit first.
But then one day he inherited 20,000 teeth. His uncle died and left him 20,000 human teeth.
Hey, Benedetto, I got a crate of teeth here for you.
What?
Benedetto, hey.
No, you got it. No, you got to take it. It's from your uncle. It was his last wish that you have all of his many teeth. Come on.
Take the teeth, Benedetto.
You're
the teeth.
Bad
Why
nephew.
you refusing the teeth, huh?
This is family, huh? You're not going to take the teeth? You're ungrateful. When you needed help when you were in medical school.
That's right.
And you needed a scooter to get around. Who gave you his old...
Who gave you the Vespa? You don't take the teeth? Who gave you the Vespa?
Oh, you take the Vespa, you won't take the teeth. Oh, the Vespa you like, the teeth you don't like.
Good for teeth, huh?
Maybe it's only good if it's important to you then, huh? What the fuck made him say teeth? I
don't know.
I guess because you need something that in and of itself is like rigid enough to hold the lens, because it needs to be held in a pretty stably.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
It needs to be in at I would imagine a pretty exact angle. It needs to hold for a long time. It can't break down.
And you got to have enough of the thing that if you lose one, if you have one extracted, it's not a big deal. You know, you got a supply in the face of the teeth, you know?
Yeah.
It all makes sense. They've actually
teeth is bone, kind of.
There was
teeth is just bone of mouth. That's right. Not true. That's not true.
I mean, it's enamel, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's built to last, I guess. But like the idea of hammering one flat is so wild.
So wild. So wild. They have attempted an alternative to this in 1985. A different guy attempted to use a
fingies.
No, as a tibial bone, which I guess, they said
the tibia is the bone of the bones.
Yeah, but I don't understand why that is easier to get at than a tooth. I feel like a tooth is easier to get to than cutting into your leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's something where you can take a bit of that without you can shave a little bit off the shin and you probably won't notice. Whereas like maybe like a tooth is like, hey, we don't need to take your tooth. Maybe we can take something that you got like a little bit more of or something.
I guess the sentence, I got to read you this sentence because again, the phrasing is so just bone chilling. It says the reason that they wanted to use a tibial bone in the 80s was to reduce the surgical morbidity associated with dental harvesting.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think was a big deal. I thought pulling a tooth, there wasn't surgical morbidity. Surgical morbidity, of course, is just complications, just a fucked up way of saying complications. But
no, like I have a thing in the back of my tooth. I've got to get like dental surgery. And it's my like very back molar. And I looked at them and I was like, just yank it. Because they were like, it's going to be like 3 sessions and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. I was like, just yank it. They're like, we don't yank teeth if we don't have to.
Really?
Because of things problem. Like infection and like problems and like all of that stuff where like the teeth are connected to so many, like you can have heart problems. You can have like a heart attack from your teeth. You know what I mean? Like they're all connected to things. So I think they try to not mess with that. Whereas like your tibia, I guess you go in, you shave off a little bit of the tibia, your bone heals, you're good.
Yeah, I guess you're good. But
I guess you're good. They
have found that it is not as effective as the tooth and eye. That
it's not as good to hammer.
It's not as good to hammer. Well, I guess it said higher rates of instability, laminar instability. I don't know what laminar means, but basically the best way to do this is still tooth and eye.
Okay.
And evidently, they said hundreds of people have had this. So it's not, it's not hugely common, but hundreds of people is not nothing. And they report 90% of people 5 and 10 years later still have vision, still going strong, still doing well.
And for some reason, when they took that little bit of the tibia, people just couldn't walk afterwards. It should have been fine. It should have been fine. Laminar, in this case, I would imagine, is laminar is usually like about the flow of things in between layers. I associate it with the term laminar flow. But I would imagine laminar, when you pull the flow out, laminar just means layer. So like instability of the layers.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. It doesn't work.
Nothing's as stable as tooth, bro.
Tooth and eye.
Dude, here's the thing. Stop saying it. But here's the thing. You think about tooth, right? And then you think about like anything else in the body. Okay. Tooth can take a lot.
True. They say the sturdiest part of your body, right, is your tooth, isn't it?
Dude.
The enamel is the strongest substance in the body.
I've done the dumbest shit. Like, I used to open everything with my teeth. Like, if I couldn't get anything open, if I couldn't get
a door, a window. Yeah.
I'd just be like, what, my keys are locked in my car?
Yeah.
For real. But then, like, I think about it, like, I've been punched in the mouth and my teeth are fine. You know what I mean? I know you'll break bones before you break teeth.
That's a procedure that Anthony refers to as tooth and knuckle.
That's right. Tooth and knuckle, which usually is a complication of me having foot and mouth.
That's right.
And being asked to go outside of bar.
Yeah. Or having alcohol in brain.
That's right. They're all the same, really.
Yeah, that's right.
They're all the same, really. No, tooth is strong, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. It works really, really well. Our friend Brent, we were talking about, Brent Chapman, 34. He does have to wear sunglasses, which I think if it looks like the vampire eye all the time, then there's two reasons for the sunglasses.
Yeah, one of them is the cool reveal.
Yeah.
One of them is like I think about because I'm picturing when you say it's like all red, like I'm literally picturing like an all red eye. And so like all red with like the black, like a vampire in a videoed game.
I'm going to send you the link.
And so I picture him like somebody messes with him and he can like pull down the sunglasses a little bit and be like, do you really want to fuck with this? I got cool vampire.
It's I think that would be kind of rad. And then you get to say, well, how did that, what's that about? And you're like, oh, there's a tooth in there. It's a tooth.
A tooth. Like the old Jonah Hex comics where people would be like, what happened to your face? You'd be like, bit my cheek eaten. That's what I would say. If people were like, what happened to your eye? I'd be like, bit it. I bit my eye. That's fucking dope, dude.
It's pretty insane. Why can't I get this? I want to, studio chat. There it is. I'm going to send you this link so you can see how it looks. There you go. You got to scroll down a bit. But you'll stop at the point where you see a vampire looking at you.
Okay.
And then that's when you know you found it. Because it's pretty intense.
Wow.
Also, there's a picture of the flattened tooth before it went in with the fleshy tissue all around it. It looks pretty gnarly. I will tell you that.
Wow.
Are you seeing the vampire eye?
Yeah, dude, it is a vampire eye.
I mean, it's no more. It is the most vampire eye ever. It's like as vampire.
I think it's cool.
It looks like when you get those Halloween contact lenses.
Yeah,
like it looks as much of a Hollywood special effect as you would imagine of a vampire's eye.
Yeah, it's literally an all red eye with no iris, and then the pupil is just black.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah.
So the thing that's not cool is the picture of the tooth with the lens outside of the eye.
Yeah. That's
actually the most uncool thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you would even be able to tell.
Let me tell you something, Jeff. I've been a lot of bad places. Jeff, look at me. Look at me. I've seen a lot of shit. Okay? And here's what I'm going to tell you. That eye with that lens in it, sitting by a ruler for scale, awful.
It's truly terrible.
Awful.
Yeah. It looks like a chewed wad of gum almost.
Yes. With a perfectly round hole in it.
Yeah.
It's like it's genuinely like how they drew Courage the Cowardly Dog with that one hole in his tooth.
Yeah.
Courage the Cowardly Dog had that one perfect circular hole in one of his teeth.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
it's not right. Yeah.
It's not right. It's not right. And that's what it is in real life.
Should not be that way.
No.
Yeah. So take that little wad of gunkus with a perfect hole in it, and they sew that right onto your eye. That's what they do.
Wow,
it's actually remarkable that ends up looking like that other picture. That's kind of what I don't.
That's
understand.
the thing. Is it like if you were to show me this picture of this gnarly ass thing, and then be like, we're putting that in your eyeball. Yeah. I'd be like, unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop you because you're an insane person. And I'm calling the medical board.
You're blind at that point, so you can't even see what they're showing you.
Yeah, right? So it's like, I would hope there would be somebody in the room.
That's only.
I would hope I would bring a family member.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, no.
Yeah. Honey, what is it? Does it look like, does it look good? Should they put it in my eye?
It's like, how much can you not see?
Like I can't see any. So you gotta tell me,
right.
Like, and how good? Like, does it look like I should?
No. I mean, like, and you can't see it all, and you'd like that fixed, like you'd really like it fixed.
Yeah. They're saying it'll work so good, and all I gotta do is put the like thing that you're staring at.
You definitely want that more than anything.
Yes. Oh, I just want to see you, and I want to see our kids, and I just want to be able to see.
Not worth it. Not worth it. I've described us to you pretty well. So to see something that looks like that, and then see the second picture where it looks like an eye.
Yeah.
It's not the color you would associate with an eye, but like you're saying, it looks like a shape. VFX.
Yeah.
Like contact lens.
Right. That's the thing is so mystifying to me is the shape of the tooth does not match the shape of the eye.
No, it's like, do you know what it's like? It's like when you have a friend that does like woodworking or something, and they're like, no, I'm going to fix up this old table. And you look at the table and it's just like this gnarly, like bashed up thing. And they hold up like a weird piece of scrap wood. And they're like, I'm just going to put this in the table and then the table will look perfect. And you're like, no, it won't. No, it won't.
Right.
You dummy. You absolute dumb. And then they're like, and you come and you look at it and you're like, holy shit, how did you do that?
Right. Or like, have you watched there's like YouTube videos of it'll just be a hand and like a piece of clay, and then the hand will start moving, and you're like, well, this is not anything. This is not. And then at a certain point, it's like, that's Morgan Freeman. That's Morgan Freeman's head. They made a perfect Morgan Freeman head.
It's a 1 minute time lapse, and for 48 seconds,
it's nothing.
It's nothing.
It is absolutely nothing. They're making random scratches on clay.
In the last like 5 seconds before they take the 7 seconds to tell you to like and subscribe.
Right.
All of a sudden it's Morgan Freeman. And you're like, oh my God, that's one of the greatest actors of our age. I thought it was just clay. I was wrong. This is crazy. There's some quotes from him here that I think are great. Chapman, he said he could see hand motions right away, but it took a couple of months for his eye to heal and his vision to sharpen. And he said, this I love. It's like, Dr. Maloney and I made eye contact, and it was quite emotional. I hadn't really made eye contact in 20 years. It felt really euphoric. It was really fantastic.
So he was 13. He had 13 years of being a kid with full vision, and then he goes blind at 13. And for the next 20 years of his life, he's trying to get his vision back. And they do this, and he can see. I mean, that is powerful. That
Wow.
is wild.
So studies on people who have undergone tooth and eye say that the chance that the lens is still functional and in place after 30 years is 90%. You get this, there's a 90%. If you're 40 years old and you get this, there's a pretty good chance you're just seeing.
Yeah.
You're just going to be seeing. That's wild. That's absolutely wild.
And he said 30 years at his current level of vision is about 50%. So, there's a chance he'll still lose some vision after 30 years. But still, I mean,
that's all of us.
That's all of us. Yeah.
That's all of it. Even with a natural eye, that's going to happen.
Incredible.
That's crazy. Apparently, this is not a surgery that has happened often. The first person in the U.S. to get it was only in 2009. And we've been working on it since Sputnik.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since Sputnik.
Yeah.
The Italians have been it like their secret sauce, like their grandmama's balsamic vinaigrette. They've been working on it since Sputnik, the Italians.
That's right.
And it's just now getting to the point where they can do it. There's only one place in the States to get it done. Yeah,
that's wild. But I also think it's probably a pretty rare use case where it has to be a very specific kind of damage to the eye, right? This isn't for every affliction that
you also have to have a specific type of hammer. You have to have a specific type of tooth hammer.
That's the hard part.
And they won't just give that to anyone.
Have you ever tried to get yourself an Italian hammer? It's not easy.
Have you tried to get an Italian tooth hammer?
It's not easy.
There's one guy who makes it.
Different ones. They got the rigatoni. They got the fusilli.
That's right.
So many hammers.
And it's only one family that makes the Italian tooth hammer. You got to go to Genoa, and they're on vacation half the year.
That's right. They only make like 2 or 3 of the tooth hammers a year.
That's right.
They're back.
And can I tell you something? They mostly give them to friends and family because it's not a job for them. What is a job for them? No one knows. They're Italian.
Incredible. It's incredible. This to me is like one of those things that I just can't believe humans did and figured out and works. And the body is wild.
It's tooth in your eye. They were just like, we're going to put a tooth in it. And that was the answer. That wasn't the crazy thing that they thought up before they found the real answer.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
They tried other things. This works best. This is the best solution.
This isn't like when you hear about plastic surgery in World War I, and it's like, well, we affixed a sheet of leather in the shape of a human face, and we drew an eyebrows on it.
Yeah, it's like.
And now, from 100 yards away, Mr. Bennington can do anything a normal person can do.
He looks like Tom Hanks's friend in Castaway. That's right. Like. The volleyball face.
That's right. It's not like that. We're then later on we were like, hey, we could probably take like skin from somewhere else and like graft it, right?
Yeah.
Like, we could probably do. No, this is the thing. This is the final answer: is tooth in eye.
That's right. Yeah.
And they just call it tooth and eye because they like when you sit down in front of them, like you and your friend, like you and your family member, and it's like, listen, he's blind. He's totally blind in one eye. He wants to be able to see. What can we do? He sits down and he stares at you, goes, tooth and eye.
Nice.
And that's how they know if you're serious.
Yeah. If you don't immediately recoil, you're a candidate.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you're not like, get the fuck out of here, then they're like, you're ready.
I should say there is a fancy term for this. It's called Osteo-odonto-keratoprosthesis. But the literal Wikipedia entry, the research paper that I was reading about this, all of them are like, it's osteo-odonto-keratoprosthesis or tooth and eye.
Yeah, that's literally what it means.
That's what everybody calls it. Tooth and eye.
Wow. That's crazy. Tooth and eye. Who knows where we'll put teeth next? Now that we know that tooth can fix eye, tooth could fix anything.
I hope. That would be awesome.
You got a deviated septum? Shove a tooth up your nose.
Tooth and nose.
Tooth and nose.
Yeah. Got a
hemorrhoid?
Writes itself.
Shove a tooth right up there. I think in my old age, I'm having some degenerative hearing loss. Have you tried fucking stabbing it with a molar? Look, if it works to restore vision, if putting a tooth in your eyeball can restore your vision to near perfect, I would not be surprised if a tooth was the answer to everything.
Tooth it up.
And this is why you have to floss twice a day.
That's right. Take care of your teeth, ladies and gentlemen. All of this was just to get us to the point where we can say daily dental care is important.
That's right. Take care of your teeth and they will take care of you in more ways than you could have ever imagined.
Thanks to our sponsor, Crest.
That's right. Thank you so much, Spielberg Neufer, for sending this one into the Discord. Remember, you can get access to the Discord and a bunch of other stuff like bonus episodes, bonus audio, bonus everything. There's so many bonuses.
It's a lot of bonuses. Yeah.
Oh my God. The bonuses. Plus, you can help this show continue on. It is the lifeblood of this program. It's the canine tooth of this program.
That's right. We need your tooth in our eye, in a way. More like your donations in our Patreon. But, you can think of it however you like, as long as you go to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
It's so stupid. It's stupid that it worked. I'm so mad. Sometimes I'm mad at science.